Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shift Now for November 14th to November 16th, 2022. If you are just diving in, I would love for you to say hello. Just checking notifications to ensure everything is working out. And so, yeah, welcome. Welcome all. I'm curious to how was your weekend? What did you notice this weekend with yourself? What were you inspired to do? Hello, welcome. I noticed that I was inspired to clear off all of the things. I cleared off my desk. I actually got rid of old ways of being, old thoughts, old teachings. Good morning, Samantha. How are you? I got rid of things that no longer served in what it is that I do now. And so I let go of binders and binders and binders of old teachings that I had been holding on from a place of lack and holding on from a place of, oh, well, I can't trust my mind to know all of the things that I've learned. I can't trust my mind to have the wisdom, and so I have to hold on to these things. And so there were bags of recycled papers that went into the trash to create space. And what I realized is, in the creation of that space, new ideas and new desires to experiment with new teachings came in, right, which I'll share later on. Not today. Let me experiment. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. So know that though there is a timestamp for these videos, that there really is no timestamp. That if you are attracted to the videos, that it may be because there's a message here for you. And the message here for you can shift, can create an opening, can shift your own perception of how you're experiencing your life and how you are experiencing yourself. And so let's just dive into the energy for this week. But first, so last week we were moving on this journey, and this journey was bringing us to this place of understanding the middle way. And it's funny because I was looking at my computer, and on my computer, for some reason, there's the yin yang. And so many of you might know the symbol, the yin yang, where it's a circle and there's a line that goes through it, a squiggle that goes through it, and half of it is black with a part that is white, and the other half is white with a part that is black. And everyone always pays attention to the black, and they define the black as being darkness with a little bit of light, or evil or bad with a little bit of good, and the other side being the same, where there's light with a little bit of shadow, which dims down, opens up. Like, I see it as a radio dial that, depending on who we are with, we either shine or we dim our light, right? Or parts of the shadow that we run away from. But when I was looking at the symbol today, it really depicts that middle way, that we are all of it, right? The yin yang also represents the masculine and the feminine, the divine masculine, divine feminine, but we are whole. And so we do have divine masculine energies that flow through us. We have divine feminine. We are one with all of it. And as we landed into the middle way last week, which is really being in that place of presence, I am present with my life. I am present with everything. We come into this week, which is allowing for us to fine tune our thinking, fine tune our mind, fine tune how we're perceiving our life. And so I entitle this to be, "It is what it is, but is it?" Right? It is what it is. And so in this idea of it is what it is, this vision of, cards, I see all of these playing cards, and they get thrown and tossed up into the air. And as they get tossed up in the air, it's all over the place, right? And so in my imagination, there are different ways that I can perceive that. I could blame my kids. "Oh my God, I told you not to touch my cards. Like, why did you touch my cards? And now they're all over the floor." I can look at the cards and thinking, "Oh my God, I have to clean that. I don't have enough time. How is it that I'm going to clean that?" Right? I have to do this before I can do another thing. I can look at the cards and I could be curious and I could just kind of see, oh, which cards fell front forward so that I can actually see which cards are pointing out to me. Or I can see it as this glorious mess of all. Like there are all of these different ways that I can perceive all of these cards. Like all of this experience that I'm having, and how am I feeling? How am I thinking as I look at my life? Because this is where the fine tuning comes in. So today, as you look at your life, the Six of Clubs is inviting this revealing. It's inviting you to come into presence with yourself so that you can see what is true for you. So I had an experience on Friday. I was out with my sister and we were walking to my car and it was raining a little bit. And all of these feathers started to fall, right? And I looked up and I could see feathers just like spinning. And I was like, oh my God. And I look at my sister, I'm like, oh my God, it's like raining all of these feathers. Like, what is happening? And I was like, it's magic. It's magic. Wow. And we're at the car and my sister says, look up that pole. And so I look up at the pole and there's this hawk that happens to be molting what can only be another bird, because now there are clumps of feathers just falling to the ground, falling all over us, sticking to my car because it's raining. And we're like, what the flying F? What could that mean? And we get into the car because there's feathers everywhere and we're laughing, yet we're kind of grossed out. We're about to have lunch. We're having a conversation. We're like, well, we're not eating meat. And I go and I share this with Shelly, and Shelly and I are laughing, right? And we're like, oh my God, it was so magical. It was so this, it was so that. Like, what could that possibly mean? And then I go and I have a connection with Joy. And many of you know who Joy is. And so I'm like, I have to share a story. I share the story. And she's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, yeah, of course what? And she goes, a bird's got to eat. I'm like, a bird's got to eat. And she's like, Arlene, you're not the effing prey. A bird's got to eat sometimes. And I was like, oh. And so this is how literal it can be. It's just feedback. We don't have to fantasize it. We don't have to like really dive in to discover what the symbiology is. We don't have to, though, yes, we can, but sometimes the information, the feedback that we are receiving is just that. It's feedback. And so your invitation today is to allow for life to reveal itself, to notice, where am I romanticizing things? Where am I giving my power away? Where am I bargaining? Now remember, these are all themes for the entire month. I noticed this morning, I was again bargaining with my body, right? Oh, well, I will do this if. Oh, I'm not liking how I see my body, so I'm now going to do this. But really, my invitation is to come back into the presence and the love and the value and what it is that I want to express first, right? And so there's this beautiful opportunity to notice your own pattern of thinking. Do I have these rose-colored glasses, and am I seeing life through these rose-colored glasses, which is a distortion? Am I looking through life as shits and giggles and rainbows and unicorns, which we can, but from a place where I am distracting myself from what can be true? Am I in this place where I am wanting to continue living in this place where I'm in lack? Because if we get to the very core of all of it, right? If we get to that center of that, this is the middle way, and I'm whole with all of it, and I'm one with all, then there is no lack. And just play with that idea. There is no lack. It's just how we perceive it. So if I had one apple and Mocha was over and she was in my basement with me, and I decided to give her my apple. And so both of us are here on the screen, and I've given her my apple and now she has the apple. It doesn't mean that I'm lacking an apple. It means the apple just simply moved over and the apple's still here. There's no lack, right? When I look at my bank account and I see that there's a certain amount of funds there, I can go and I can interpret it as this is so. Wow, I'm so abundant, or wow, I am lacking and I've got all of these bills to come, but that's all a perception. There is no lack, it's simply flow, and that's the outflow in this moment. And so what do I want to do? What do I want to feel? Can I come into presence and wholeness with that, whatever that frequency is? I am whole and I am whole with my life. As we move through this theme this week of it is what it is, but is it really? And we're understanding where our mind is going, our pattern of our thoughts. We're really moving through this journey where you will not be the same at the end of the week, because you're really fine-tuning to this place of I choose to live. I choose to live my life. Not from a space of lack, but I choose to live my life and have the experiences that I want. I want to live. If I am here now, then why would I think that there is lack? Why would I think that there is not enough? Why would I think that I don't have enough knowledge? Why would I think that there's not enough clients, that I have to compete, that I have to compare? What is the middle way? So today, in this awareness, the Six of Clubs is this revealing. So imagine it to be this, you're at the beach and the tide is pulling out and you're seeing the richness of what is there in the sand. You're seeing the shells, you're seeing, some crabs that are crawling and diving back into the sand. You see some jewels, you see some things, you see the debris that's there as well. And as you see this revealing of it, how are you perceiving it? Where is your thinking? And are you in this place of, oh, woe is me, life is happening to me and there is a problem here and I have to go fix it? Or are you seeing the revealing of truth of, oh, all of this belongs and I accept it as it is. And in this acceptance of this, of what is, it is what it is, I choose more. More, please. And so there's an opportunity this week to break through your pattern of the mind, your patterns of thinking. And it can be in any aspect of your life. It can be with your body. It can be with your business. It can be with the dynamics in your relationship. It can be where you're bargaining, and know that it is all connected, because where you do one thing, you're doing little aspects of it in other places in your life. It's part of your thinking. It's part of your mind. Right? It's interweaved in all of these places. And so in this awareness today, pay attention and notice the places where you are out of flow. Notice the quality of your thoughts. And in this place, you may come to a place today where you are needing to forgive who you were, right? Needing to forgive. And I don't like to use the word need, but that place of, oh, I feel this angst, or I feel this disruption that's within me. And so I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to forgive who I was. I'm going to forgive who was in this pattern, right? I'm going to forgive those who mirrored to me the places where I decided to this pattern, because many of these patterns that we created as children kept us safe in that moment. It really did. It kept us safe. It kept us safe to be quiet. It kept us safe to just mold ourselves to be like our parent, or like our abuser, or like our whomever. And now, as we come into this maturity of self and this deeper understanding of I am more than this body, these shifts in thinking, in perception, is because we no longer need that. We no longer hold true to that. That's no longer true for us. We're no longer in these situations and these experiences. And so in that, there may be a place of forgiveness and this landing into, and I believe in who I am now. I believe that all of the teachings that I've had is enough. I believe that I've moved through a journey and I've discovered the wisdom. I believe I believe that I can have what it is that I want. I believe that I can have the experiences that I desire, and I create them. And so this is the energy that's flowing through the entire week, this beautiful awareness that will allow for you to fine tune. And then we move into Tuesday. And so Tuesday, there's a choice to make, right? And it's this choice where our thinking is going to be, I had this awareness, I'm noticing all of these patterns. And now you get to decide, do I want to continue to play in this pattern of lack? Do I want to continue to play in this pattern where I'm allowing others to make decisions for me? Am I going to continue to play in this pattern now that I've become aware of where I was unconsciously putting on these rose-colored glasses to glorify everything rather than seeing what was true? And so will I decide? Will I choose? Which path am I going to take? Will I take the path that is unworn? Because there's this influence of the Ace of Spades this day as well. That's underlying this Five of Clubs energy, which is here's the truth, here's the truth, here's the truth, here's the truth, here's the truth. What will you do with it? Will you choose a new direction? Because in the not choosing this new direction, you might discover that things might fall away anyway. And so will you allow yourself to continue to move and choose to live your life experiences, right? Will I choose the life that I want to have? And will I allow myself to have it? Because the key is to allow yourself to ponder, right? Tomorrow, take an opportunity to notice, how is it that I love? How is it that I love others? How is it that others love me? And is there something in there that I am doing in order to achieve that love? And I can feel all of you in this community. They're like, what? Right? Because many of us understand that love begins here. Many of us understand that love, others cannot love us. They actually move love in the direction with us. And so we share experiences of love. But in this pondering of how is it that I love myself? How is it that I'm moving this love with others? How is it that I'm connecting with others to experience this love? Are there things that are coming and rising up for me to shift? Am I needing it? Am I fighting for it? Am I distorting it? And the same thing, pondering, how is it that I value? How is it that I value myself? Am I placing value on others? Right? Oh, I'm keeping this person in my life because they can help me with my computer program, and they can help me with my business, and they can help me with this. And so you're valuing their characteristics versus them. You're valuing what they can do for you, not who they are as a being. Noticing your own thinking. How is my thinking? Am I thinking from a place of, I'm moving on this path, I'm moving ahead, I'm choosing life? Or am I in this pattern of thinking where everything is a problem? Oh my God, it's raining outside. Ugh, I got to drive my kids to school, and there's all this sleet, and there's this traffic, and there's this. Like, everything is a problem. Is that your thinking? And so just noticing as well, where am I in my spirituality? Am I one with God? Am I one with my higher self? Am I one with the channeling that's coming through that is known as Jesus or Jonah or Mary or, George? And when I say one, meaning, am I putting one on a pedestal? Or can I see that I am one with them, that I am this channel that allows this energy, my higher self, to come through? My higher self is no better than I. It is a part of me. And my higher self simply has a higher perspective of what I am doing in this lifetime. But she's no better. She doesn't judge. She doesn't stop loving me. She never stops valuing me. She is one with me, guiding me every step of the way. And then we move into Wednesday. And so Wednesday, we come into this blessing energy, right? We move into the Four of Clubs 6. So the Four of Clubs 6 and the Six of Clubs 4, it's almost the same energy as today, but flipped. And so it's flipped where now you're coming into, I've noticed these things. I've made some decisions of where I'm going in my life, the direction that I'm taking in my life. I'm noticing where I was thinking from a place of lack, and I'm shifting that. I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to live my life. And in this choosing to live my life, I am committing to myself. I'm committing to this idea. I'm committing to life itself. And in this commitment to life itself, you come into union with it. You come into this marriage. This inspiration comes from it. It is this opportunity to feel the blessing of it, where you're now experiencing your life from a different perception. And because you're experiencing your life from a different perception, your mirrors can shift. Right? Meaning that everyone that comes into your life to mirror you back to you can shift. Shift can happen in a moment. I've gone to bed angry at my dad. I'll use an example, angry at my dad or sad at something with my dad, and, desiring beautiful connection, beautiful communion, beautiful conversation. And in that realization of, oh, I see where I was hiding this, going to bed, having that awareness, shifting as I sleep, and completely having a different relationship with my dad the next morning. Shift can happen just like that. And if everyone is your mirror to show you who you are, then there's a beautiful opportunity to experience new dynamics in your relationships on Wednesday. It can happen just like that. And so with that, there's an opportunity to continue to build your commitment to, okay, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on going. I choose life. And so as you go along this week, bring along with it an intention. What is your intention this week? If you were to know that you are not going to be the same person you are next Monday, then what is it that you want to play with? Right? Where do you want to bring that focus so you can notice? Because any change that you make in one area of your life will make changes in other areas of your life so much easier. And so bring that focus into mind. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Oh, I love the Trespassing Change the Channel podcast. You enjoyed it. The spiritual drama triangles. Yes, absolutely. Right. In this, we're also coming into this place of, oh, right. In that understanding of trespassing, there was the drama triangle, the drama of, oh, I am better than you, or I know more than you, or I can see more than you. And so I have to regurgitate this information. It's got to be right. But really and truly, you're playing this energy of both the bully and the victim. And so what I love about that, and so thank you for bringing that up, right, is it's giving you an opportunity to see yourself, to come into better clarity of, okay, if I'm choosing to live my life. So imagine you are choosing to live your life and you open up this entire vacuum of what is possible. Well, then, of course, the universe is going to give you all of this feedback. For me, it was porn in my Facebook Messenger. It was also a bunch of people that were, trying to sell me things. Oh, you must come into my group and you must come into my sales this. I see what you're doing online. You must be able to do this. It also showed up as, hey, Arlene, I see what it is that you're doing online, but maybe you should do it this way. Maybe there will be more people that will hear you if you just change this. All of that information, all of that was trespassing. All of that was unwarranted. I didn't ask for any of that information. I didn't ask for the feedback. But what it was offering me was feedback of what I was open to. And so there was just a beautiful opportunity for me to say, no, not that. No, not that. No, not that. not from a place of, oh, woe is me. Why are people sending me porn? But from a place of, oh, well, isn't that kind of funny? Well, I'm seeing that I can deepen into my value even more. And so I'm going to deepen into my value more and just discern. Nope, nope, nope. No words need to be expressed because the shift is internal. And I just get to see the mirror, and the feedback from that was it stopped. Just that simple. And so I am curious for everyone about how you're doing. How was your weekend, right? What's going on? And let's pull some cards. Like, I feel like this, we're remembering that we're also in this dreamlike energy for the rest of the year. And so it really feels like there's this opportunity that as you're fine tuning, you're actually opening the floodgates to, oh, and there's more possible. There's more that is available to me. And, what do I want to dream of next? What is it that is my experience, or that I want to experience? Because all of it is a journey. In this fine tuning, you start to journey with whatever frequency, whatever this intention is that is guiding or moving with you, so that you can bring it into this is my mental focus. This is the energetic contribution that I'm bringing into this mental focus. And it's this together that's going to journey with me so that I can see. Right? It's going to guide me into my next step. It's going to mirror back to me my own thinking. It's going to mirror back to me my own feeling. It's going to mirror back to me my needs or my expectations. And so all of that is just beautiful, right? Yeah. Simple Chef Tomoka. I love you too. So yeah. What's going on for everyone? I am just waiting to see. I'm going to guess you guys can hear me because you're here. I'm just noticing my Wi-Fi. It's going down. Yeah. You're welcome, Debbie. So, let's see. Oopsie. I decided I was stepping into my next value of myself. Ooh. And I let go of a lot of attachments, and I found myself sick this weekend. Yeah. And where in the past I would go to, what did I do wrong? What did I eat? And then shame myself and take a ton of supplements. I also noticed a huge pattern that was going on with my son's health for years. Absolutely. I love how our children can mirror us, because they're right there. They're right with us. It really feels, so as I'm tuning in, I can feel it in the abdomen. I can feel like your abdomen just tightened. And so we're just going to invite that to open and to release. I'm going to invite you to breathe into that space. And yeah, can you feel that opening? I'm going to invite you to play and ponder with, where am I bargaining for my body? Where am I bargaining for my body's well-being? Where am I bargaining for my body to look a certain way, to feel a certain way? Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's shifting. There's a distortion that's shifting with that for you. Yeah, I love that, because it's King of Spades. It's like, Allison, like, do you not know that you are this divine essence that is ever flowing through the body, and that there is flow in the body? But what is confining or what is constricting the flow is your own mental thinking of, oh, and I've got to fix that. And it's very slight. Like, I got to fix that. And oh, I got to fix this. And oh, there's just this little bit of a snip I got to do here. And it's just, what if it could all just shift here now? What if you landed in deeper into knowing that You are first and foremost this essence that flows through you, that is connected to the divine, that is one with the divine, that is limitless in its potential, that is always flowing and through, like just moving through. And that it is this essence that animates this form. And yet this form is so magnificent in its own programming. It knows exactly what to do. It knows how to heal. It knows how to eat. It knows how to drink. It knows what it wants to eat. It knows all of these things that are happening simultaneously as this energy flows through. That all of these minute things that are happening in the body, you don't have to direct, it just happens. And so as you come into this harmony with this, or this letting go of this bargaining with the body, there are these shifts, these like micro shifts that will happen in the body that were already happening as you landed into the weekend. There was this, it felt like this bursting of it felt like a burst of detox. And this burst of detox allowed for you to notice where you were bargaining so that you can just shift it here now. And so it's a beautiful, I love it, right? Because you're being initiated into a deeper understanding of who you are as this divine being, as this channel, as source, who you are as source, as you decide to live your life in higher value, right? It's like you began this journey, and I know I began this journey with, oh my God, like I love myself. And then you just fall in love with yourself over and over and over again. And then there's a shift where you value yourself so much. And then it's like, it's the same kind of flow. It's like, oh man, and I value myself even more, and I value myself even more. And so this is, you're on the precipice of it, which I love for you. Extraordinary. Lighting the fire in my values. Yes. Love that. So much being shaken in my relationship with my husband. What wants to be experienced here? Great question. It's interesting. As I see, like, as I'm watching you and your husband, there's like this shakeup. It's like you guys are both holding each other and you're shaking each other in this visual. And it's like all of these clubs are falling off of you. I don't see him, but I see all of these clubs falling off of you as you're being shaken up. And it's your perception of self is shifting. Your perception of how you identify yourself as a romantic partner, as a wife, is really, in your mind, going through the ringer. But it's this. There's this discovery of how you're wanting to relate in relationship from a place of I am me and he is he, and we're sharing this experience called our marriage. And in this experience called our marriage, how do we want to experience our marriage? Do we want deeper connection? Do we want truth, communication? Do we want innovation? Do we want invigorativeness? Do we want, more sexy time? Like, what is it that we want in this place? Because from I am me and he is he, there's no codependence. You don't need him in order to fulfill this, right? You don't need him to be one with you. You need him, or you're inviting him to choose. So, yeah, so there's this shift that's happening in your material world. And so it feels as though, as you're redefining what it is that you want to have in your marriage, we'll call it marriage, there's a letting go in some material aspects of your life. It could be, it could be after dinner, right after dinner, I get up, I'm not even done my last bite. I get up and I start clearing the table, and I go straight over to the dishwasher and I start rinsing the stuff and putting it in there. And there's this letting go of it. There's a loosening in how you're defining the threads that come out from what you want to experience as marriage. And so I'm hoping that's coming through for you, right? Like the identification of who you are as wife is shifting, and how you want that to be experienced in your marriage, right? As it comes in together to play with each other. So there's this letting go of, material responsibilities, and not from a place of, I don't want to do that anymore, and I'm angry about it, and I'm rageful about it, and why won't anyone else do that for me? But to a place of, okay, we're making new agreements in how we want to do that. So yeah, it's a beautiful, and then coming into awareness as you're deciding of, oh, I want to let go of these certain things. And in my life, there's this opportunity to, come into the assessment of your life, because in this, there's this letting go. It's letting go of the energy underneath the physical responsibilities. I have to. It's my job to. And so this allows for you to come into a better flow of understanding and perceiving your life itself, your home life itself, your marriage itself. Yeah, I love that. And so I'm curious if you're going to bring that into your intention this week, right? Beautiful. Let's see. Ooh, Joanna. Yes, you are starting a new chapter. I know you are. I could definitely feel that. Absolutely. Would love a card, Kristen. Saturday, really focused and productive. Sunday, riddled with negative thinking that was challenging to pull myself out of. Yeah. It feels like on Sunday, you were kind of, there was this grasping, like there was this an underlying energy of not enough. So after you spent all day being focused and productive, Sunday rolled along and there was this, oh, but I need more information. I need more wisdom. I need more of this. Like, what can I watch on YouTube? What can I watch in the community? Where am I going? Where's my inspiration? Is the energy that I'm feeling. And right, yesterday's energy was the 7 of Clubs. Interesting. And I know you know what the 7 of Clubs is, which is trusting the mind, right? Having faith in the mind, having faith that you have everything that you need, and taking the inspiration to set yourself up. And I say set yourself up because on Sundays, that's what I do. I set myself up for the week. I look at the energies that are playing. I look at my calendar. I look at which clients I'm working with, all of those things, and I kind of set myself up in that. So Ace of Clubs. Interesting. So the Ace of Clubs is telling me, okay, there are all of these possibilities of what's available to you, but there's a part of you that is going outside looking for what's needed. Does that make sense? So there's all of these possibilities. I can do, I can do stuff with numerology and contracts. I can do stuff with the brain game. I could do stuff with, with my own community that I have in the place. But I'm actually looking outside into my community per se, and I'm looking for what's needed there. What is it that I need to fill there, rather than coming back to what do I want? What do I want to experience, and coming back into the frequency of me. And so as you feel into the Ace of Clubs, what are the possibilities that you're wanting to play with yourself? Not to fulfill a need, but to fulfill you, to fulfill the expression of you. I can feel that's rising up through the throat with an energy of, oh, I didn't know. And of course, and that's beautiful. You didn't see, and now you see. And so now that you see, and we allow that to rise, as we allow that to rise up, and there's just more, and it's just waving through, There's some grief. There's some energy of disheartened. There's an interesting word that's coming up and out, which is disease, which is interesting. I'm just going to let it rise up and out. Yeah. And so now as we create this space in the body, what is it that you want to play with? What do you want to focus on? Because, you're being invited to raise your own value, to see the value in the possibilities that you can put out into the world, that you can share in the world as the expression of you. You're landing deeper into the value of who you are and the service that you bring out into the world. And so think of the possibilities. You'll discover some more possibilities that you get to discern. Is this valuable for me? Is this a valuable? Do I feel the value in this? And in that sifting and sorting, because all of the downloads, all of the possibilities may not be yours, right? You get to fine tune that into the Ace of Clubs energy so that you can really feel into, oh my God, I have this amazing idea, and this amazing idea is going to, oh my God, it just feels good to move this idea out into the world. And so I'm going to move this idea out into the world, and wow, I love it. And I value it too. And so as I'm putting this out into the world, I don't care what other people think. I'm just going to take everything as feedback. And as I'm taking everything as feedback, it's not because I need the feedback. I don't need the feedback because I love what I do and I value what I do. And so I'm just going to put that out into the world. And suddenly what you're putting out into the world becomes this promotion, right? It becomes this easy, look, oh my God, I just need to know Kristen. Kristen's doing something new out in the world. So let's go see what Kristen's doing. So you're playing with the universe. You're playing with the convergence where people want to be with you. Not what you do, with you. What you do is just bonus, right? And so I love that dynamic of playing with that. Oh, so good. All right. My intention is to sell our home, and there's an interesting pause. You got 2 homes. Got it. Right. Everyone loves it, but no one is buying it. I'm curious, an action step or awareness I can come into with universal law. I can feel like it's like I can feel both houses. And so I feel the house that you're living in right now, and it feels really good, but my eye and my mind is pulling at the house that's over here, which is interesting. This part of my face is so relaxed. This is just tense, frustrated, angry. There's this, okay, so let's bring it to universal law, if that's what you're desiring. So let's bring it to universal law, and let's bring it to cause. What is the cause of selling this home? Because right now what I'm feeling is frustration. I'm feeling a little bit of like, I know the things, I'm doing the things, I'm queuing the things, and it's not going. And so there's a little bit of, I don't want to say blaming, but like, I got the things. And so you're kind of blaming yourself. Like, I got the things, and a little bit blaming God or the universe or whatever. Like, I'm doing the things. So let's go underneath that and come into the heart. What is the cause of this home? What is the cause of you selling it? Imagine you're feeling into the heart of the home. Just feel it right now. The heart of this home that you're selling. And as you feel the heart of this home, think, what is that feeling? What is that experience that you had in this home? What is it that you're wanting to move out to attract others to come and be in it? And as I'm feeling, I like there's love, and there was safety there, and there was hominess, and there were parts of it that were just glorious. It was just beautiful to look at. And it was warm and it was inviting. Like it was all of these things. This is the cause. This is what you're inviting others to come into connection with, into convergence with, as you're selling this home. The value of this home, the value that you experienced as you were in this home. And like, I'm hearing like the money is a great thing to have as a focus if you want, right? I want to sell it at this much or this much or this much or blah, 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 over asking, whatever. But let's bring it back to the energy of it. You know, what is the cause of this home? And the willingness to let that be with others, right? To let go of the home for it to be with others. And so what would it feel like to sell this home? To have this belong to another, to have others experience this feeling? And I kind of feel like there's a sense of freedom, right? Freedom, fun, playful. And so play with the cause. And then allow yourself to be in presence with it and let the feedback be the feedback, but not the way. Right? Yeah. Let me know how that resonates for you. Sam Saffler. What time is it? Oh, there we are. I'd love a card, please. I have an overwhelming feeling that I'm starting a new chapter in my life, but I've been so wrapped up in the day-to-day that I haven't really thought about what I want next. So I'm not where I'm going. Yeah, for sure. All right. So I'm going to invite you to tune into the overwhelming feeling because I can feel it. So feel the overwhelming feeling and notice where it is. And so for me, it feels like there's this shakeup that's happening inside. As we're just allowing that to rise up. And as we're allowing it to rise up, like it looks like your heart is like taking a beating. Like it's almost like there's this ball and it's shaking up and it's going all over the place. It's like, but the mind is caught up in the, what do I want? What do I want? I'm supposed to know what I want, right? And so there's a lot of energy that's just wanting to lift up and out. Yeah, I'm going to keep it, allow it to move up. It looks like a snake. It's starting to form into this black snake that's lifting up and out. And of course, we know snake energy is transformation. And so we're allowing it to transform. You could probably feel it lifting up the back of your head and up and out. Take a breath. And so this is an important piece for everyone as we journey through this week. Is it's really important to pay attention to our own body, to notice where we are in our body, to be centered, to notice where we are in our emotions, to notice whether we are in fight or flight, because our mind can really carry us on a journey, right? Especially when we're in this place of thinking, I don't know what to do next. I'm not sure which direction I'm going in. Life is happening to me. And so really taking opportunities to be present with the body, to ask yourself the question, am I in my mind? Am I in my heart? Am I in coherence? There's another wave of energy that's moving through, Sam. It almost feels like you're birthing, but you're birthing upwards instead of birthing downwards. And so I know your energy. You are a 7 of spades. It's not a lot of 7 of spades. Actually, I think you're the only 7 of spades that I know. And so it feels like there's this invitation to trust, like everything, to trust the information, the wisdom that you already have, to trust your life that's happening around you, to trust that life will support you on your journey, to trust your heart, that your heart will lead the way, to trust your value, that your value has actually amplified, that you've landed into deeper value, to trust that your children will be cared for, to trust that your husband knows what he's doing, to trust that life is happening for you and around you. Yeah. And so there's this opportunity to notice where the mind spins, right? Sometimes the Three of Clubs can cause this spinning in the mind as you're trying to figure out, well, what is it that I'm focused on? And so in this, it can create some malaise in the body, it can create dis-ease in the body, where we can feel anxious, we can feel depressed on the other side of it, we can feel like our mind is 10 steps ahead of us while our body is still here. And I'm going to imagine that that happens to you sometimes, especially because you're here and you are, you're nurturing. I don't even know how many babies you got now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 babies. Am I right? And so in this, it's almost like the mind is it's patterned to, your mind is patterned to think, okay, whew, baby's sleeping. And so I got to go and I got to vacuum and I got to go get the bottles ready and I got to get the kids to school and I got to get this going. And so you're like, the pattern is you're ahead of all of the places in order to ensure that everything fits. But because the mind is so caught up in this pattern of, I got to prepare, I got to get things ready, I got to do the stuff, I got to ensure, breathe, that there's a part of you that's been forgotten, which is the heart, right? And coming back into knowing. So now that we've cleared all of this space, we're going to invite you to bring it back to you. What is it that's inspiring you now? What is it that you're wanting to experience for you, not for the kids, for you? Not for your family, for you. What is it that sparks this joy? Like, I feel this spark opening up within you. And so what's that spark that's happening right now? Because you are like this spark. Be with this spark. Be with this energy. Allow yourself to cue. You know how to cue. Be in cue. Cue this spark. Move this spark through the body. Let that come into your awareness. Let that unfold for you. It's going to unfold like this beautiful flower, because like now you're being initiated into a new journey of self. I feel like something's shifted with the family dynamic. It feels like for me that your son has reached a certain age. And so now it's this, okay, it's time. It's time to come back to me. It's time to discover what it is that I want. It's time to bring forth the wisdom of all of the teachings that I've moved through over the last couple of years, and to bring that back into me and to focus on what it is that I desire. And so I'm going to invite you to do that, right? Maybe go have a bath and light some candles and cue in the bath and feel into that inspiration and just, allow that to come into form. I hope that resonates for you. Yeah, you're welcome. Good morning, everyone. If possible, I'd love an overall card for the next steps ahead. Yeah. You're so funny. I can see you like, I see this path, like this stone path, and like you're just skipping and you're just dancing. You're like humming to yourself, do, 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 as you continue to go down the path. Yeah. Sweet. And of course you got you two girls, and they're in tow with you and they're following you wherever you go. But I feel like they're holding you back a little bit because their little legs aren't as long as your legs. Yeah. Funny. So 2 of spades. So 2 of spades is, as I'm seeing this experience of your you're experiencing yourself on this path and you're skipping down this path. You've got your kids going with you. There's this, okay, and come into deeper connection with source. Because as I'm seeing this path is like it's already lined up as these different stones that you're going to go from place to place to place. But source is like, and like tune in to me, tune into your higher self, tune in so that you can actually notice that each step that you take, each path, each stone, it lights up to give you more information. And then the next stone lights up to give you more information. And so it's almost like you're jumping ahead of yourself. Your kids are like pulling you back of, oh, but mommy, this stone just turned pink. Why is this stone pink? But you're not paying attention. And so source is saying, okay, you're on this journey, you get the journey, you're feeling the energy of it, you're feeling the momentum of it, and there's more that's available to you. And so come back, slow down just a little bit so that you can hear the messages that are flowing through for you. There's some wisdom nuggets that you're going to pick up as you journey, maybe even opportunities to pivot just a little bit and pivot. Like, yeah, just shift a little bit, another stone forms as you discover, oh, and I want this too. And so there's a beautiful opportunity there that's available so that you can come into you can come into the wholeness of your life. And so I'm curious if there's this intention that you have. You've gone through the mind shift journey. And so this intention that you have, I'm wondering if it's wanting to invite in all of your life and the choosing of all of your life and allowing them to kind of integrate as one. Because the Six of Hearts is that it's like, okay, I'm landing deeper into who I am, into the love that I have flowing through me, into the value of who I am, knowing that I'm more than this body, and now I'm moving it out into the wholeness of my life, being connected to all of it. And so now I'm starting to receive the feedback from that, just feedback that's allowing for me to witness, to observe my life in such a way that I created that. I created that through love, through intention. And so there's this deepening in wholeness that's being inspired for you to see. I love that. Good morning, Carla. I would love a card. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go down here to see. Yes, Samantha, you have 5 kids. Oh, awesome. I'd love a card about my upcoming trip. I'm excited but nervous, which I never have been about traveling. I could feel that right here. What I'm loving and what I'm seeing is there's this misperception of there's a misperception of, as I leave, it's almost like you're leaving a bubble. So bubble home life, right? This is my bubble, this is my home, and everything in my home has shifted and changed and turned and this and that. And now it feels more cohesive. But in this travel that you're doing, it feels like you're moving out of this bubble and it's creating a sense of separation. And so in this creating of a sense of separation from your life that's over here, there's a reminder of you're bringing your entire life with you. Life is wherever you go, right? And so can you feel that in your heart? It's a shift that's being invited in. You're bringing your whole life with you. It's like that energy of the turtle. You never see a turtle without their home or a snail unless they're switching. And so in that, yeah, right? And so as you're feeling that, the vision of a hermit crab comes. It's like the hermit crab will only leave its home when it's outgrown it and it's come into, I need a new shell. Like I need a bigger home. I've actually expanded. And so this travel is inviting in an expansion, which is why you're feeling the separation. And so there's a beautiful, like you're expanding. And can you feel that? Like it's now moving down the back of your spine. And so there's this rigidity that's falling away. And what I'm loving this is, you're doing this for you. You're doing this because you love you. You're doing this because you love your life. You're doing this because you choose you, because you value you. And so this going in this direction, taking this trip is not leaving anything behind. It all comes with you. It's not with you physically. You're not going to pack your daughter into your suitcase but her energy is with you. And so there's this beautiful opportunity to witness that choice, to come into deeper connection with you, with who you are, with what's possible, with what's available, with what you are welcome to receive. And it feels like, as like I see this as you, as this is you, like all around behind you is this like all of this support that's happening behind you that you can't even see yet, right? Yeah. Because you're landing into a deeper sense of, I want more. I value myself so much and I want more. I want a bigger business. I want an expansion in my business. I'm going to travel. I'm going first class. I'm going on one of those planes that has those pods, and those pods I get a pod by myself. And if I want to sleep, I can just, put down the pod and I can sleep and I can do this. And I'm going first class. There's nothing that is too small. There's nothing that is too big. I want it all because I value myself to have it all. And I can have what it is that I want, and I'm not going to get wonky, right? I'm not going to allow myself to get wonky when I look at my bank account and it's a certain amount. And I'm not going to get wonky when my bank account is $100,000, $150,000, and it's going to cause me to hit an upper limit. I'm going to be present with what's available, and what's available is me and my value and how I value myself and the value that I'm putting in this trip, because I know that this trip is expanding me. This trip is actually allowing for me to fall deeper in love with me, to value myself more, to value life itself more. And so I take it. I do it. I choose it. I want it. I'm going to experience it. I allow myself to experience it. I choose. So I think that's extraordinary. Beautiful. All right. We're going to take one more. All right. Let's see. Oh, nope. You've experienced so many shifts this weekend, deciding to commit to me, wrote vows to me. Beautiful. And yet I notice apprehension in my body as I type it. Right. Ace of Spades. That's right. Keep going, because things are shifting around you. And so things are shifting around you as you deepen your own commitment to you. Life is going to change, and allow life to change and to see it from a place of who you are now. It feels like this change in this commitment to you it's like you're deepening more and more and more and more and more each day. And so shift and shift and shift and shift in your own relationship dynamics, which is, I feel, is where you're focused right now. And so you'll see these shifts in the relationship dynamics, and it's this remembering of, and I will not take it personally. I'm not going to take life personally. I'm going to focus on what it is that I want. I'm going to focus on this vow that I've made to myself. And I'm going to allow this to move out into my body, in through my body, and out into my life, my morphogenic field, so that I can experience it from a perception of, I commit to me, I value me, I vow to me, I love me, I'm in communion with me. So I think it's extraordinary. And yes, of course, your result is the Queen of Spades, which is in this communion, like this is you communing with your higher self. Keep on going. Keep on going. I think it's extraordinary. Yay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. This has been fun and extraordinary. I love it. Thank you so much for your energy, and know that if I didn't call you up to pull a card, that many of the answers will resonate with those here live and coming into the space. You're welcome. I would love it if you would like, share, subscribe on YouTube to help me with the algorithm and to contribute your energy into the space. Yeah, you are all a contribution. And I feel like that's part of the theme that's really ringing true for this month, which is you are light and you are this ripple of light. You are this energy that moves through. You are this power, and this power moves out in waves and ripples out into the world that creates changes and shifts and triggers for others to see themselves. And so by you being you, you create this beautiful shift within humanity that is so profound that you have not yet discovered for yourself. And as we continue to move through to the end of the year, you'll start to receive the feedback of that. And so thank you so much, everyone. Love to all of you. And I will see you in the spaces. Bye for now.